Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Elst Outskirts. Playing today, spawning in the south, we have BananaInPajamas playing as Soviets, who has combined arms. And then Lease and Shock Army. Team up with him is Meliodas with the British forces, who has Vanguard, Engineer, and Commando. Opposing them, we have Kyeon-woo playing as OKW with Overwatch, Scavenge, and Elite Armored, and TongTongBoy also with OKW, Breakthrough, Elite Armored, and Overwatch. Random team on both sides. BananaInPajamas around 60, Kyeon-woo 40. The other two's ranks are hidden now. It's, it's replays a little bit on the older side. But Tong top 200 and OKW in 1v1s. We've seen Meliodas a few times on this channel before. Interesting, a bit of a throwback. BananaInPajamas, I remember from way back in the early days of COH2, used to be a relatively high ranked player back then.
Penal troops are standing by.
So maybe getting some games in before COH3 releases.
What do you need? Additional resources are now available to you, Commander.
I've got a big old blob of sections up here into the universal carrier. Not getting any of those engineers going can be, a decent idea, but can sometimes be difficult to go for the universal carrier and the engineers if you want to upgrade them with a flamethrower. I have the munis for both. Okay, a bit of penal work here from BananaInPajamas. Can back this up later with the Dishkas as well. Either way, this cutoff currently in control by our TongTongBoy. Here come the penals now. Stimpo's trying to hide behind the building a bit. Combat engineers on the cap. Stimpo's going to jump in, but not enough windows here for this really to be that effective for TongTong. And it looks like he actually failed the wire off on this door.
Now includes a field hospital, but only for those who are seriously wounded.
Oops. Oops.
We built it as ordered.
Okay, here comes the universal carrier.
Loaded up and ready to move.
Got the raw engineers coming up from Meliodas as well. Interrupt some sandbags.
The new platoon command post is ready.
Beamers blasting away here. They're now about to be 3-on-1s. Flame are about to pop. Those should be very effective against the building. Very quick reactions though from TongTong. Jumps out of there. Doesn't take any damage. Engineers coming around the corner. The penal though is getting quite low, but so is that bulk screen there. There it goes. What was that? All the way around to jump into that building. Eventually though, taking control, and the penal behind the heavy cover, resilient back there, lasted a long time. Vickers pops on the universal carrier, starting to get some major damage done now. Do have a double battle group up for the Axis. To a Raketin for Kyeon-woo. Doesn't have the Fausts quite yet though. And into an infantry support gun after that.
Squad back to full strength.
Another quick reaction from TongTong, doesn't take any flame damage. Oh, spoke too soon. Nice attack round across the fence. Looks like BananaInPajamas trying to float some manpower up, probably trying to save so we can call in a couple of these. Needs another quarter of a command point or so for that to happen though. Maybe a bit awkward with these kind of builds. Sometimes the 2 command points just arrives a little bit too slowly for things to flow. Oh, and the fault grenadiers go down. Well done by the allies. Good focus fire. Securing that white.
Guards troops are standing by.
Fox Grenadiers just ran off this way. They would have been fine, but no, they had to run across the road up this direction. Ouch. Flak half track in the build now for TongTong. Okay timing on it. Feels like the Axis have had a pretty strong hold on this northern fuel. Now harassing
Mechanized flak is
the
ready
fuel
for
on the other
action.
side as well. A mortar pit coming up in the center now.
Damned enemies trying to take
Quite
a point
early
from
to be
us.
going for a mortar pit. Sometimes it will require a more quite an effort to defend this, especially against double OKW. Those incendiary grenades are always so powerful. So yeah, it's a two for one there. We got both the assault guards with the Thompsons and the Dishka for BananaInPajamas. But at the moment, allies are struggling for that fuel control. Need to get something going here. Dishka popping the armor-piercing rounds. Back half track backs out easily. Very hard to finish off a flak half track with these machine guns with the AP rounds, since it can always just smoke and the MGs don't have any attack ground functionality. Satchel onto the building. Pajamas had enough of that being used against him. Doesn't have the flamethrower on the front line, so just knocks it out there. Understandable. So far, it feels like the Universal Carrier has done a pretty good job of avoiding that Raketin. You can see it's got no veterancy at all. But we've got double infantry support guns now for Kyeon-woo, so could potentially get a good siege going on the mortar pit. Especially if the Axis decide to 2-on-1 that mortar pit. I think they could get a lot of damage done. They are a random team though, so maybe that coordination not going to be there. Okay, flak prepared back up. Kind of pushes both these squads out of cover though, not ideal. And quite a lot of cover there as well to soak the flak damage. Okay, jumping onto the cutoff. Destroy cover doesn't really do too much to the sandbags. Okay, there goes the Universal Carrier. This Raketin is not very good positioning on it so far for Kyeon-woo. And just hiding in the smoke. Oh, look at that attack round!
Armored vehicle gone.
What was that? How did he know it was there? Oh, the poor lads. Scissoring and
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
in the morning. Base howitzer fire out the back there, and the ISGs have started to barrage the mortar pit now. Raketin, oh, one ISG though was actually on the front lines, gets decrewed by this section. Raketin trying to knock out the sandbags, but that's getting forced away now as well. And these sections starting to push in. They can steal away that ISG, that would be big. Needs to get this extra squad out of the building and involved in the fighting. Meanwhile, on the other side, BananaInPajamas is struggling a bit even after that squad wipe. Got the T-70 about to pop out now. But yeah, it does feel like the Allies have been struggling a little bit on the fuel control. Perhaps delaying this T-70 a touch. No AT gun from Meliodas to come forwards and kill this off. Smoke out. Looks like the section's going to survive on retreat. Still could be attacked by Kyeon-woo with some incendiary nades. Didn't get any mines down to guard this area, Meliodas. Got an assault officer coming in next. And here comes the T-70. No Raketin yet for TongTong. Starts it up immediately upon seeing the T-70. And we've also got some bazooka guards for BananaInPajamas. Generally, I mean, they're okay, but I think most forms of handheld anti-tank are not very good against the flak half-track. In fact, I think anti-tank rifles are generally better because at least they have long range, 40 range versus only 35 on the bazookas. So it means you can actually get close enough to damage the flak reliably. So the bazookas, the extra 5 range makes a big difference, and they're just less accurate in general at long range than anti-tank rifles, so you're more prone to missing. Looks like both OKW's players did lock into Overwatch, so allies are probably going to need some anti-air at some stage this game. Looks like an ISG up here decrewed again. With some base out to fire. The ISGs have been barraging that mortar pit, but it's getting repaired back up, and an anti-tank gun coming in from Meliodas. Kyeon-woo should have been able to get out a pretty fast medium. Looks like the tech's only coming up now, though. This could actually delay things a bit. You can see by the time the tech plants down and he goes for the upgrade on it. Might be a bit late, but the allies are fighting back. They've got setting up double fuel control at this stage. Big burst there from the Dishka. That Raketin on the negative cover is going down so quickly. Oh, and he suppresses the Jaeger lights. Does get the decrew. Here comes the T-70. Getting a few good hits in. Raketin recovered. T-70's going to back out of there. Oh, it's on the max range. Oh, but it's still alive. There goes the Raketin. The Dishka might not be so lucky though. The close range Sternpose doing some major damage. Needs to come up here with the penals to recover it just in case it gets decrewed. But wow, really good luck there for BananaInPajamas. Somehow the Sternpose is unable to finish the job, and Meliodas up here losing a section, maybe to those Jaeger lights. Now some obers in the build for Kyeon-woo, but I feel like this is a mistake. So close to a Panzer IV. Alright. Fuel income is quite slow at the moment for the Axis. Oh boy, and it's probably going to stay that way because that mortar pit just got a huge hit. Delaying the capture. I think that's a heavy barrage, is it?
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our
Yeah,
points.
already got hammer. Fast tick up from Meliodas there. Oh, trying to get the wipe on the Jaeger lights. The bazooka's missing. Smokes out to safety. Gonna come in from the other side. Still have access to the assault grenades after you upgrade the bazookas on the assault guards.
Secured.
Fuel cache up on the cutoff, by the way. Don't see those too often. Can be quite easily killed by an AT gun pushing up there. Okay, nice Jaeger light positioning there, guarding the VP area. Machine gun into the building here for Meliodas. Still do have one infantry support gun in the hands of Kyeon-woo. Can barrage that quite easily. The other one I think did end up getting destroyed by the base howitzer fire. So on approach, Jägerlights sprint backwards, Sternpie softening them up. No bolster on these sections, so they're doing okay, but not incredible.
Position taken. Ready for move.
T70 coming down again. Oh, did I miss the flak going down? Is that it dead out the back there? I humbly apologize. How did I miss that?
Enemy flanking us.
Back to the T70? No. The bazookas. Yes. Oh no, and now again on the road with the Raketin. Just about getting decrewed. That was a close call. Coming back in. One shot from the T70 could decrew that. T70 working from the side here. The Raketin not pushing in for a shot. Here it comes now. Setting up. Connects once. Fortunately is charging in, threatening the Faust. T70 has to back away. Both the combat engineers are up here as well. About to get forced away, so he's going to have to back to base. Get some repairs going. I suppose he could use his penals. He's got the infantry repair kits. Don't see those used too often though. Generally, I feel like it's not really that worthwhile ever using them. Especially these days with the combat engineers with the sweepers having the faster repair times. It's just, you know, you're tying up such a high value unit, like a 290 manpower unit to repair when you could just have like a 170 manpower unit repairing instead, even faster.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Made a bit more sense before that sweeper upgrade. And if you're using conscripts, the repair speeds are roughly equal. 6-man conscript and a 4-man combat engineer. You've got to think about, you know, it's opportunity cost, right? What else could you be doing with your engineers? Oh, could be dying to get over infantry. You know, they could be planting mines, doing some sweeping. You know, they're not that good in combat. Or repairing. Whereas, you know, main lines, capping, putting down sandbags. Much more valuable there. Well, here comes a relatively early Panther for Kyeon-woo. Only one anti-tank gun to defend this at the moment for Meliodas. Putting a second one now. No engineers anymore for a snare. I mean, this Panther probably could have killed this mortar pit, in all honesty, but I'm going to try and deal with the infantry instead. Yeah, she is a little bit vulnerable here. Doesn't have much guarding it currently. The Panther doing its best with the machine guns, coming in for a bit of crush action. Pushing around, and maybe was trying some mass smoke action. Some gammon bombs to kill off the truck, but it's a little bit too far back. The Panther shuts that down. The AT gun pushing way too far forwards. Does not have the support to make this work. BananaInPajamas not really in a position to help here either. Oh, there's a mine down there for Meliodas that might just save the day for him. Invert trying to stay on top, trying to get this decrew on the AT gun. There's the second one. Still working its way forwards. 6-pounder decrewed. Looks like the Panther's going to try to kill it off. Second anti-tank gun rolling up. Meanwhile, we've got a Panzer IV on the other side, and BananaInPajamas not very well equipped to defend against that. Both the allies under strength when it comes to anti-tank. Bazooka connecting there. Here comes the AVRE. Meliodas probably still needs to go for another anti-tank gun and still needs a Royal Engineer as well for the snares. This is coming a bit unglued here for the allies.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Got PTRSs upgraded on both the penals. They need a lot of manpower. Got the 76mm Sherman though in the build. The assault guards with the Thompsons. Oh, and do get the decro on the machine gun after all that. Here come the PTRSs and the bazookas. Heavy Panzer IV though, pretty good armor, bouncing a lot of those shots, minimal damage. Mortar pit does go down, but so do some overs actually. Looks like to the AVRE, wiping them out. Got the double anti-tank guns now from Meliodas. PTRS on the ground. Charging through the center, but got the Royal Engineers there and the double AT guns. Panther's got to be careful. Quite a lot of drain on both sides at this stage. Allies with a small VP lead. One bazooka misses. And here comes the 76mm. Panzer IV trying to get that wipe. A little bit too cautious there, BananaInPajamas. Didn't want to chase in. Kyeon wasn't in position really to help the Panzer IV for quite some time, but also would require 3 shots to kill. I think that Panzer IV a little bit above half health, so maybe it was a fine choice not to chase. Double AT guns fending off the Panther in the north. AVRE wants to get another big shot in. Third tech truck coming in for TongTong. Kyeon-woo also with quite a lot of resources in reserve. Was just getting out of there. Pair up the M4C Sherman here. But the Panzer IV is already healthy again. You can see the amount of bleed that BananaInPajamas are suffering trying to use these squads as anti-tank. It's a lot of manpower, even with that tier 4 reinforced cost bonus on their penals. I always wonder if like assault guards are maybe better suited to like a conscript build where you can mix them with merging in. Try to reduce some of the reinforced costs.
Tank and crew ready to go.
Okay, too much action going on. Looks like the combat engineers. Wow, they got a bazooka and LMG-34. They are well equipped. And the sweeper, they got everything. Got to be careful though, because they will drop those quite quickly. Looks like the 76mm on armor piercing rounds at the moment. Doesn't have much success though. AVRE coming up. Just not quite facing the right direction. Maybe the Jaeger Light's spotting it back there, so the Ober's sneaking around, avoiding the damage, avoiding the suppression. So officer dodging away there. Here come the Obers. Couple shots there on the Panther. Is that a second Panther now for Kyeon-woo? We've got some planes ready for TongTong as well. They could really do a number on Meliodas at the moment with some coordination on that ability. They just drop the planes down. They could swoop in here, do massive damage. But looks like he's going to repair up the Panthers first. BananaInPajamas still struggling on fuel at the moment. Hasn't been able to push out a second tank. It's Gonna be a Katyusha, in fact. I suppose there's double kittens for TongTong, but I just feel like there's such a good opportunity here for the Axis to just completely overwhelm the Allies, especially if they go for any kind of 2-on-1 maneuver. BananaInPajamas probably gonna need to put down a whole raft of mines to try and keep things safe. Here comes a walking Stuka though for TongTong. Got a couple of mines coming down now for Banana. Big damage there. Switching rounds between armor piercing and high velocity armor piercing. Oh, AVRE's in some trouble in the north. The double Panthers making their move. Got some engineers coming up for a snare. One of the Panthers takes an engine crit. The double AT guns though packed up at the moment. Not firing. Oh, this is not very well handled by Meliodas. They're lining up on the Panther now. But they're probably not going to be able to get the kill on it. And they didn't even need to drop the planes down to achieve that. Typically, the Panthers can do better against the British forces because with these types of builds, they don't have much access to snares, so they can kind of go in for those dives and avoid engine damage more often. Especially before the Brit player has double engineers. Bazooka on the ground there, how did that happen? So the stern piles are going to come and collect it. Is that, no, it must have been from that combat engineer that had all the weapons. Is that Katyusha? Only one kill with his first barrage. Good shot there from the Sherman. He's got a sticky satchel, and why is the Sherman backing away though? He's coming back in now. Luckily main gun crit, so Panzer IV is powerless. And there it goes. Big walking Stuka out the back, decrews the MG, the stolen MG. And the double Panther's rotating down, but it's a little bit too late to save his teammate. With the double kittens, not really in a position to save the Panzer IV there. I don't know what they were doing. It maybe needs to reconsider his unit positioning. If you're going to be that far forward with your tank, you need some kind of support. I suppose just made a slight mistake allowing it to get sticky satcheled. Looks like a Comet now coming up from Meliodas, still with a lot of manpower spare. I do think a lot of mines a good way to go here for the Allies. Maybe a second engineer would help that from Meliodas. We do have the vehicle crew repairs in this commander, so you don't need double engineers as much for repairs. If he wants to put down another mortar pit as well, that could be handy for repairs on that. Good start there for the Comet. Solid hit on the Jaegerlights. And the Katyusha, a lot of team weapons over here. Get out of there without taking too much damage. Pretty well targeted barrage. Still on armor piercing, well, high velocity armor piercing. So not doing very much damage to the infantry. Here comes the Panther. Making a move. I think it wants to go for the Katyusha, but the bazookas are there, and so is the Comet. A couple good shots, and actually that Panther's in some trouble. Oh, it gets out of there though. It's a little bit too fast. The guards with the assault grenades. Decent damage on the Raketin. Not going to get the decro on it though. Meanwhile, Penal dead up here to the Overs. I'm guessing that's to a grenade. Well, maybe it was to a walking Stuka actually. SU-85 now in the build for BananaInPajamas. And the Comet, hungry for more. What is this Panzer IV doing? Oh, that is a huge throw by TongTong. What was that? What does it mean it's a Comet? What are you going to do against it anyway? Still probably at this threshold, 4 shots to kill. Panzer IV so bad at penetrating frontally and doesn't really have a speed advantage. So you can't get onto the rear armor. That was a massive throw by TongTong. Really, just a bad move. At this stage, I don't think I'd probably be rebuilding the Panzer IVs. Be looking to go for like a King Tiger or a even a Panther. I think coming in against like a Vet 2. I foresee Sherman's going to be a bit of a tough matchup even for the OKW Panzer. You've got to worry about the Comet from the other side of the map as well. Double Panthers are healthy again for Kyeon. Oh no, maybe not this one. It's just parked out to the side, not doing anything though. He's got all 3 tech structures as well. Why did he go for the Panzer IV rebuild? I don't know. A lot of planes ready to go for the Axis. You know, TongTong saved up at it about enough for 2 of them. I'm surprised we haven't seen an activation or 2 at this stage. Second 76mm for BananaInPajamas actually ended up cancelling the SU-85 at some stage, which I think after seeing TongTong go for the Panzer IV and then lose it, I think that's a great choice. Don't really need that extra anti-tank that much. 76mm Shermans can do okay against Panthers. Of course, BananaInPajamas is still lacking snares a lot. They lost one of those penals to get satchels hard to come by, and I think a lot of the mines have actually been cleared off by walking Stuka barrages. Katyusha barrage, but a little bit further back here, not really hitting too much. We'll just kind of retreat into it though, and there we go. Pretty good connection. So far, nothing that impressive for BananaInPajamas on the Katyusha front. But we've seen that happen before. Eventually something will probably hit. And okay, 17 pounder down from Meliodas covering the center. A little bit further back. Oh, and there's a nice mine. He wants to get the kill on the Volksgrenadiers and is successful. The Panthers charging ahead, but they run right into the AAT guns. And there goes the Panthers, baited right into the 17 pounder. Planes just about knock out the Comet, but it does survive. Panther sturdy enough to survive though, getting out of there. Not the best move there for Kyeon-woo. Didn't have the vision, and Meliodas did the entire time that squad with the pyrotechnic spotting. But the planes on the other side as well, as BananaInPajamas trying to get something going with the double Sherman. Gotta be careful, you can't be repairing up here because these tanks have got those pintle upgrades shooting at the planes, revealing themselves in the fog. Trying to limp his way out of the circle. And does so with this one. But this one's still in the circle. I think it could take another anti-tank pass. Stuka coming down, not hitting too much. Here comes another anti-tank pass. Minimal damage.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
There we go. So yeah, not the cleanest play there for Kyeon-woo, and switching away from the double panther is going to go for a walking Stuka. Really wants to shut down the double anti-tank guns on Meliodas. And if you can vet that walking Stuka up to vet 1, the flame barrage on it also quite good against emplacements. And there we go, that 17 pounder causing troubles for Kyeon-woo again. This is Kyeon. It's not in the right position to assist in the middle. Being able to crawl in range for a big grenade. MG decruit. Can recover his own Vickers if he wants to. He's just leaving it there though. And got the AVRE ready to go again, so this is looking a bit grim for the Axis. Between TongTong throwing away that Panzer IV and Kyeon-woo. Similar maneuver with one of those Panthers diving in after the Comet. All of a sudden the Axis are really up against it here. Good walking Stuka. There goes the officer. Great start there for Kyeon-woo. Panthers healthy again. Okay, a bit of a chase down. Oh my god! How quickly did that assault guard just die there? That was insane. 2 models just disappeared in less than half a second. Heartbreaker there for BananaInPajamas. Had a pretty good run with that assault guard. With the announcer, Axis in some deep trouble. They just have had such poor fuel control these last few minutes. Unable to really bounce back after those vehicle losses. Close call on the fault stream it is. Kitten pushing in though. Oh, here comes the other Sherman from the slightly different angle. Kitten doesn't know which way to face. Kitten decruit to the center. Looks like to the AVRE. Double AT guns a little bit further out the back. The flame mortar coming in on the Raketen. It's trying to get out of there, and it will do. Kind of comes down to the next walking Stuka barrage for Kyeon-woo. Needs to be a money shot. Because Axis are really struggling down to 66 VPs. Here comes the next one for TongTong. This could be pretty strong. Just pointed towards the retreat path, could have been decent. But at that angle, I don't think it really did too much. Oh, section dead through the center. Pretty good for Kyeon-woo though. He's getting it done. I thought maybe he'd try to target the double AT guns, but they are quite safe out the back. TongTong's doing his best over here, but BananaInPajamas handling these double Shermans very effectively, avoiding much damage from the Raketens, applying a decent amount of bleed. BRE has to back out for some repairs. Sprinting into the circle there, Kyeon-woo. Going to be able to get the decap off with the Jaeger lights. Meliodas going to take a risk here, driving in with the AVRE. And this could backfire on him. But the Panther knows better than to chase any further. That 17 pounder, he was aware of its range. I think it was still 2 shots to kill on the AVRE, so he's like, I'm not going to take that risk. I think that was the right choice not to. Especially, maybe if he had planes he could have done it, but south of planes doesn't really make sense. And that allows Kyeon-woo to take control of the center. Both these vehicles getting forced off by that Raketen pushing in. TongTong able to save up for a Panther, so this is his turning point. Should be able to start bullying the double Shermans a bit more now. Both still in the wrong firing mode to penetrate the Panther reliably. Backed up by the Raketen. That Raketen, very high vet. This tank gets just out of range of the Panther though. The bazookas charging in. But they shoot at infantry instead of at the Panther, and they're getting cut down fast by the OKW infantry coming in from the side. Obers sneaking around the side of the machine gun. Another machine gun setting up. The Obers could get a big grenade in here. They're going for it. Pretty clumped up. Still, the gunner survives. Ooh, and another very strong walking Stuka. The 17-pounder dies, and one of the AT guns of Meliodas. Raketen also falling in the center though to the flame mortar support. Panther quite low after that maneuver as well. But MG decruit. Sticky satchel on the Panther. Both the Sherman tanks not very healthy. Could be a decent moment for Meliodas to come down to the other side of the map with the AVRE. Got double Katyushas now for BananaInPajamas. This one up to 8 kills. Another only at 1, so hasn't really been able to completely knock out TongTong with those. TongTong still with quite a lot of manpower as well. So probably could do with another Raketen. Strong AVRE shot. Raketen decrued. Panther's back up here. Probably jump back on the Raketen. The double AT guns back there. Still a strong amount of infantry for Kyeon-woo, looking at pressure. But a bit of phosphorus out. We're dropping down the planes. Kyeon-woo trying to get this push going. The double Sherman coming in from the side. And they take a lot of damage from the planes. Panther though doesn't have vision, was driving into the smoke. Could have got a couple shots in on the Shermans if it was handled better. And the Panther from TongTong also not pushing in during this moment. Had opportunity for the Axis to swoop in and do some major damage, but probably knock out 1 or 2 of those Sherman tanks. They stayed out of range of the double Brit AT guns. So yeah, a bit of coordination lacking there from the Axis, but there's random teams. And Axis now in control of the victory points. The Katyusha, but not really hitting anything with it. Stuka section dodging. Still takes a good chunk of damage. Oh, but then the Overs get hammered in response. The Panthers, big damage onto the Comet, but we've got double anti-tank guns back there. Kyeon-woo's going to blitz in again. Oh, the AVRE stuns one of the Panthers as it tries to dive past the AT guns. The other one's stopping in front of the double AT guns. This one's Vet 3. The Sherman coming in from the side. What is Kyeon-woo doing here? Again, the Panther throws. The high vet Panther trying to get something going. I think it still needs 2 shots to kill the AVRE though. And it's splitting its damage. Oh, which is going to fire first. It's the Comet, and it penetrates as well. Both of Kyeon-woo's Panthers go down, and he gets nothing in response. Great use of the smoke there from Meliodas, really confusing the Panther. Big misplay by with that second Panther just sitting in front of the AT guns for like 4 or 5 shots. Really need the walking Stuka ready to fire during those kind of dives so you can drop it on the double AT guns. Makes those maneuvers so much safer. And again, Kyeon-woo with the big dives with the double Panthers. No result, more bad result. Could have gone even worse, you know, very easily could have been some mines down here as well. And that was a Vet 5 Panther. Ouch. Okay, here comes the Panther of TongTong. Oh no, he's about to run right into a sticky satchel. This is just a horrible play. What was that? It's just sitting here. The double Sherman tanks could come in to knock this out. This one, in fact, they're both on the armor-piercing rounds. Or the high-velocity armor-piercing rounds. And here he goes now. Sherman coming in. I think it's 2 shots to kill. Penetrates 1, but then the Sherman backing away before he gets the second shot in. Here come the guards, though. Maybe they can polish it off. I think both bazookas need to penetrate here. And they both do. So there it goes. Bit of a lucky break there. Sherman escaping the Raketin. Allies are still struggling to close the show victory points wise, though, even after all those losses from the Axis. Sherman over here doing its best, but again needs to switch rounds again. High velocity armor piercing rounds terrible against infantry. Have a slower reload as well. Walking Stuka there. Meliodas really needs to get some capping infantry on the field. 1,000 manpower. Planes coming down from TongTong in the center. Sherman off to the side here. Could take a pass. Looks like they're targeting the Comet, but that survives. Oh, the Obers do survive. And the Sherman's still in the arc. Maybe could take a pass from the anti-tank planes. Might have just gotten out of there in time. Looks like it's not going to get attacked. Capping more in the center, but it's not going too well for Meliodas. Do have the smoke grenades on these engineers if you don't upgrade them with the flamethrower. Got a mortar pit from Meliodas doing some decent work in the center war. Penal's jumping on the point, but the Ober's going to stop them from decapping. Decent damage from the bazookas. Fresh Panther for TongTong. Decent satchel. 2 models down from the Obers. Anti-tank guns in some trouble here. Got a Jagdpanzer in the center for Kyeon-woo. Going forwards to do some damage to the Comet, but bouncing. The double anti-tank guns, though, very low. And one of the AT guns gets decrewed. Coming down for good measure, but braces through most of the damage. The anti-tank gun was already decrewed, so it didn't matter too much, but points are draining out fast from the allies. You know, the army sizes are actually quite similar. It's just feels like the allies should have a bigger lead at this stage after Kyeon-woo losing those Panthers like that, but not actually the case. I think partially because Meliodas, you know, almost 1,200 float. And there we go, look at that. That's what I was talking about. Brace no longer available. Brace through the first walking Stuka. And then the flame strike from the other one takes it out very easily. So So if you can bait out brace, that Vet 1 ability on the walking Stuka, a very good option against the emplacements. Takes out that mortar pit clean. Assault guards waiting on the edge, looking to come in from the side, avoid maybe some of the machine guns. Cause some chaos. Grabs the Katyusha, catches the Raketin back there a little bit. And looks like the Jagdpanzer are doing a pretty good job of containing the AVRE. Here comes the Panther, and then the Comet. Dives on top of the AT gun, drops a crew grenade on it as well. There it goes. Interrupts some mine planting by the Sternpires as well. The squad crawling into the center again. This is where the smoke would really be handy. T-34 and Sherman driving around, doing some risky maneuvers. The Allies are desperate on VPs, but the assault guards get a decrew on that Raketa. I think it was quite high vet as well. Sticky Satchel going to come through for the penals. Yeah, it's a real slideshow at the moment on this match. And this pushing just on the double digits or something. Oh, there goes the Raketin. Good shot from the AVRE. Still, the Allies need more capping power. They need more. Just go for mass of these Royal Engineers. Just good for repairs. They got the smoke, good for the capping. Red Light's trying to jam, holding on in this area. T-34 though, getting rid of them relatively quickly. It's just there's nothing here to actually cap after this. T-34 is not vetted up yet. Doesn't have secure mode. Oh boy, runs into that mine. They were sitting there for quite a long time. The double comets getting aggressive against the Jagdpanzer, but one of them goes down. The high vet one, the Panther from TongTong coming in, stops the chase for some reason. Why? I'm not sure. One more shot, that comet's dead. It's got a main gun crit now. It's powerless. It's got a Blitzen for the kill. And there it goes. So double comet's dead for Meliodas now.
The enemy have knocked out a comet tank.
Still has enough resources to construct another one very easily. And the Panther's coming in, wants to clean up the AVRE as well. Section trying to jump into the capture circle now. Allies down to 22 points. The Panther, where's the Panther going? I think it's looking for the Katyushas perhaps. AVRE gets a great hit. Look at that. It was pretty much, I think, a max damage shot from the AVRE. Jagdpanzer coming in. Gets out of there. What was that move from TongTong?
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
Fox Trinity is dead. T-34 also. Oh, and there goes the combat engineers in the capping attempts. 19 points, but now the drain's on the axis for a change. And he's gone for another Panzer IV. Coming in against these high Vet 3 Sherman tanks. I don't know about that. They've left themselves on the armor-piercing rounds as well, so they're very good performers in this head-to-head. Katyusha's both about ready to fire. Another comet in the build from Meliodas. Still could go for one more squad of engineers. Okay, here we go. The points are draining from the Allies again. 15 remaining. Section trying to hold on here for as long as possible with that incendiary grenades doing the work. Here comes the AVRE though. Got a bit of road here, makes it quite fast on approach. And wow, stops it just before it got decapped. Clutch moves there by the AVRE. BananaInPajamas now on the capture circle, but the overs are jamming it. Here comes the Katyusha though. Panzer IV getting battered. There go the Obers. Oh, it's just it's carnage. Panzer IV is dead. Obers need to get out of there. Oh, the assault guard's going down. Obers are still alive. The bazooka trying to soften things up. Bazooka on the ground. He could pick up another bazooka, help take down the Sherman. 2 points left for the Allies, but they're still in this match. Maybe TongTong's overcommitting, trying to hold this position. Oh, if the stern pilots just came across here, picked up the second bazooka, they could have killed this Sherman a long time ago. Does end up going down. BananaInPajamas lost almost all of his infantry now, though. He's got the one squad that he basically has on the capture circle, however. 28 points left for the Axis. Kyeon-woo with the double Jagdpanzers. What can he do with them, though? They're coming down. Find the Sherman. He's chasing him. This is a high vet Jagdpanzer as well, but it misses the kill shot. Sherman stops. But the Jagdpanzer loses vision. Doesn't get that final shot in. Tries to go for the capture, but the AVRE, I think, wiping the squad. Needs to get back in here and continue capping with the stern pyros. 12 points left, but the triple cap, the Axis are draining out so fast here. Ober's now in the capture circle. But I think they just can't get the decap done early enough. If he just came in here with those stern pyros that were doing all the repairs, could have got the neutralizer on this way earlier. But even that I don't think would have been enough. Whew, Allies able to squeeze this one out, eh? Very, very tight. 2 victory points in the end. But I think a bit of a throw from TongTong at the end here, just leaving everything in here. Taking heavy bleed from the double Sherman. If he had just retreated with 1 or 2 of those squads a little bit earlier, I mean, he probably could have had them back in time to contest this victory point again. But yeah, you know, desperate times, and the Allies do end up coming up on top. The AVRE getting the wipe in the center, I think that was critical. Meliodas, I think the Allies could have closed this one out a bit better if Meliodas had just not had 1200 float. An extra 2 or 3 units after those double Panthers of Kyeon-woo ended up dying. The Allies, I think, could have closed the show much earlier, given that. But all right, yeah, GG, well played. Nice to see, you know, a bit of off-meta action from BananaInPajamas with the 76mm Shermans Tier 1. Trying to make use of the assault guards. You know, reasonable results. I think on the whole, outplaying TongTong with a few questionable build decisions. You know, going for those Panzer IVs when you're up against like high vet M4C Shermans, it's just so tough. They're pretty strong once they've got all that vet. Got those reload and penetration bonuses. Combined with the high velocity armor piercing rounds, they can just melt those Panzer IVs. But alright, yep, GG, well played. Good hold by the Allies. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like a good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.